Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it.
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. The takeover starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one, self-love above anything else. Unlock peace and happiness.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to At the Root of It. My name is Shannon, and on tonight's show, we are still discussing chemistry versus compatibility. And oh my goodness, last week we had special guests in the audience. Never had an audience before, but we have a special guest in the audience, which was Tifa and James Darden, and they were here in the house with me and Dion and Nardees, and it was a whole bunch of us in here talking about it, but I didn't get to all the 5 points in that article that I really thought was something that we all need to know about. And wait until you hear what else I got with this, because it was like, it's something else to this with this compatibility thing. So before we get into it, let me just tell you what the mission statement is for At the Root of It. Our mission is to create a community of both men and women who are on the journey of self-love and healing. Okay. We also recommend that if you need outside counseling, we really, truly are behind that 100%, because not everything can be solved with just videos. Sometimes you have to go and sit with somebody. We also use biblical references. It's not to push my belief onto you. I just let you guys know what my belief system is, and I don't waver from that. So before we go on, and before I get to babbling about compatibility versus chemistry, I want to start by sharing the broadcast. So whoever is on, please chime in, but also share. Okay? I'm about to share now. I'm about to share now. Okay? So this is just a part of the segment where we share. So I'm sharing it on my page and in my groups. Hello, everybody. Hello. Please chime in. Let me know who's online with me tonight. I'm so happy that you are here. I'm so happy because we got some stuff to talk about this compatibility thing. You know, a lot of times we get into relationships and we ain't supposed to be in them because we're not compatible. And we're going to actually talk about what your core values are, why you do the things that you do, and why you accept people, you know, into your space, basically, you know. So I'm just sharing. So please take this time to share, because I'm sharing before we get into the nitty-gritty of this show. I thank y'all for tuning in. And it may not be as fun as last week because we had so many people in here that was giving us, but I have something for you guys, and I hope y'all like it. It's a At the Root of It dating app, due to what we went through. Okay, I had to, all right. It always happens. All right. Hey, D, hola. Hey, Snap, hola. All right. So last week we was talking about chemistry and compatibility. All right. And it's something when you really look at the chemistry of a relationship and you realize, okay, while we have great chemistry, we vibe very well. When we're out, we really know how to vibe together, but we actually haven't talked to each other. We actually haven't really communicated what we expected, what we want from this interaction. A lot of people don't talk about it. They assume the other person knows, and I think that that is one of the biggest problems, is that we think that people can read our minds. And that's not just for women, that's for men as well. And, people don't really communicate very well. So we go off of how we feel, which is those butterflies in our belly. And oh my goodness, these heart eyes, googly eyes, because they fit what we think we want, right? And in the article, and I'm going to pull it up, but in the article, it was talking about how we perceive somebody that doesn't give us the butterflies, that's kind of on the boring side, as the wrong mate, because because they don't give you those butterflies. But don't you know that in the beginning, you get those butterflies? You're supposed to, with whether they're boring or not, you're supposed to get the butterflies, but that is not going to sustain your relationship. All right. The butterflies go away, and then you start to talk and realize that you don't like the person that you're actually linked up with. And so what I really wanted to hone in on tonight, and as I was sitting here preparing for the show and ready to go live and everything, I sat here, and one of the questions that just dropped in my spirit was, what are your core values? What are the things that you won't give in on? Like these are the things that you stand firm, 10 toes down, like you're not going to waver. These are the things. A lot of times people don't know what their core value is. And a lot of times the core value is really placed in business and things of that nature. But what is your core value? What are your values? What do you want in a mate? Right? Because a lot of times we kind of like, and I may not be speaking for everybody, or I may be speaking for everybody. Sometimes you take what is available because what you want don't want you, or whatever the case may be, or they're taken, they're gay, or they're in jail. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of the times where we have to kind of like settle or whatever, but we don't have to settle, especially if our core values are in place. There's people out there that believe like you do, that want the same things that you want, but it's like my sister says, it's a numbers game. Hey, Tinge, how you doing? How you doing? Somebody please tag Tifa. And no narcissist, exactly, and no narcissist, because at the end of the day, we want somebody that is emotionally mature to be able to handle a relationship. A lot of times people think that because we're a certain age, that we're at a certain emotional maturity, when we're actually not. And we're learning that at our church on every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are in there and we're learning about spiritual and emotional immaturity. All right. And where we lie in that spectrum, because a lot of times we want to think that we're mature, but sometimes we're not mature in certain areas, and it still stems back to childhood trauma. It still goes back to, we have to dig to the root of who we are and what shaped us in order to understand who we are as a people, so that we can become whole and become who God created us to be. We don't know what our purpose is because we don't know who we are, and we don't know who we are because we're scared to delve a little bit deeper than the surface. As long as everybody see that my outward appearance is good, nobody won't know that I'm really toe up from the floor up on the inside. But see, people who have eyes to see will see, and those who have ears to hear will hear. All right. So we want to talk about the core value of things. Okay. So when I looked it up, right, core value, and they gave it for a company, but I'm associating this to relationships as well. Okay. So Google says core values are traits or qualities that are not just worthwhile, they represent an individual's highest priorities, deeply held beliefs, and core fundamental driving forces. They are the heart of what your relationship is going to stand for. All right? So, hey, boo, hey. Hey, y'all. Hello, hello. But I'm telling you, so what are your core values? What are you allowing in your life that does not suit or fit your core values? Are you becoming friends before you even allow that chemistry and those butterflies to do what they're doing? You understand what I mean? Because remember that book, Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman, or Act Like a Man, Think Like a Woman, whichever one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But that book, right, it tells them about the 90-day rule, right? And, you know, the 90-day rule gives you the time, the opportunity, and the experience to see some things. I remember Tifa telling me, well, how is this person when they're angry? Do you know how they respond or how they react when people are angry? You know, a lot of times we get with people because of their representative. All right. But when that mask begins to crack, what are you really getting into? Are they able to meet your expectations? Are expectations a bad thing in a relationship? Are you able to just grow with somebody even though they may not have your core qualities? All right. Or your core values. All right. So I have some core values up here. And y'all let me know if this is part of yours, okay? So integrity, strong ethics, you know, honesty, fairness, accountability, promise, keeping their promises, diversity and inclusion, learning, and teamwork. That's right, Teef. Even jobs give you a 90-day probationary period, because at that time, in that 90 days, you will be able to see some things, all right? And without the cloudiness of lust, all right? Because when you get clouded with the lust part, you miss all of the warning, warning, right? You miss all of those bells and whistles. You miss all of them, right? But in this season, we don't want to miss anything. We don't want to miss what God has for us. We don't want to miss what's in store for us, especially if we've been really working hard to do the things that we need to do to make ourselves a better person. I know that one of the things that I'm really dead set on is becoming a better me. I know that I'm about to be 2 years old. What's today's date? The 5th. In 15 more days, I will be 2 years old as an adult. And I remember seeing a meme last week, and it said, don't worry about starting over. This is my third lifetime. Like, this is my third life. You know what I mean? So y'all got to understand that a lot of times, if you need to start over and begin again, erase and begin again, you can. Because we may have been thinking about relationships in the wrong way, and been dating in the wrong way. My best friend, my Frista, she told me this phrase, and I know this is not her phrase, but you know, she was dating with a purpose. So when she met her now husband, she told him, I want to be a wife. I want to be married. So they started dating or whatever, and every time he asked her what she wanted for Christmas, what she wanted for her birthday, what she wanted for the 4th of July, for Valentine's Day, she would keep saying a ring, a ring, a ring, a ring. And the reason why, there she goes, there's my boo. You know, and she kept saying this, I want a ring, I want my ring, right? And you know what? She got her ring because she was dating with a purpose. And we have to really understand that if we don't have a set, And I mean, we don't want to be control freaks to the point where it's like this, and it has to go this way. We don't want to be mechanical or anything like that. But we want to also know what we're striving for and how to actually vocalize those things without being scared that we're going to run somebody off. Like, we can't run who is meant for us off. If they're not meant to be with us, then they are going to run. And that is great for you. You want to know why? No wasted time, no wasted energy, no wasted love, no wasted money, no wasted nothing. They did the work for you. Bon voyage, peace, Audi, I don't know. Tifa says, yes, courting is cool. It is cool. And Tiffany said, be vocal. Yeah, don't keep what you desire hidden, because, like I said in the beginning of the broadcast, people can't read your mind. I know Avant said that he can read your mind, babe. Tangi, I go, I know what you're thinking. He's lying. He really doesn't know what you're thinking. You understand what I mean? He doesn't understand. He doesn't know. So you have to tell him. And if you don't tell him before y'all 6 months in, and he doesn't know that you don't want to have kids and he want to have kids, or he doesn't know that you want to get married but he doesn't want to get married, then you're dating for the wrong thing. You understand? Your core values are messed up. It was just chemistry, but the compatibility is not there. The Bible says, how can two walk together lest they agree? I did it for you, Tange. I did it for you, mama. Yes, he was definitely lying because he can't read your mind, boo. We really can't. Right. Evenly yoked, okay? How can two walk together lest they agree? If they don't agree, it's not gonna work. We can't do the what's his name? The O.J. Simpson. If it fits, you must have quit. You can't, just because it fits right then and there does not mean that it's going to fit going forward. But not to dissuade anyone from, if they're already in a relationship and they're already married and didn't go through their core values. And, the Bible does say that if one is not saved and the other is, and the other one is saved, you gotta, I'm not going all the way deep into that. I'm not going into that. We hate wasted time. Yes. Okay, Tyrone. So you said her body was talking to Avant. Okay, so but he still said, I can read your mind. He lying. Ain't no mind in the body. Sorry. But nevertheless, he still lied. All right. So the core values, we must know. He said, hey, Tyrone Liddell. But I just, the core values, again, integrity. Do you have integrity? Or am I going to have to be ashamed, of this, of this person? Are you a liar, a cheater, a deceiver? Are you those things? If you're those things, I can't rock with you. You know what I mean? Because that's not my lifestyle. That's not what I do and how I live my life. You cannot, and maybe I'm talking to myself, because at one point I was like, nope, I am not dealing with anybody in the church. I'd rather take somebody in the street. At least I know what it is, because people in the church be lying, right? That was how I felt, But then I realized that no. That's so out of my core value, because now I got to feed Jesus to you, and I don't want to feed Jesus to you. I need iron to sharpen iron. I need you to be able to speak into my life and uplift me and encourage me the same way I do to you. So therefore, we're unequally yoked, and we can't walk together because we are not agreeing. You understand what I mean? And people stay in stuff even though they know that they're not agreeing. but this chemistry thing. And it's because men, like he said, her body was talking. Men are attracted by what they see. They're not attracted. Us women, we're attracted by what we hear. That's why men can spit all of this game in our face. And for the most part, sometimes maybe you fall prey to it, right? And it's because he's saying what we want them to say. But what about the man? The man ain't worried about what you're saying because he said her body was talking. But what if you men could see a person's soul before you saw their body? What would you do? If you saw the nastiness of the person that you're dealing with, would you really be so attracted to the body? If God was able to reveal to you the spirit behind the body, the spirit behind the face, the nastiness, the no accountability, the no teamwork, the no fairness, the no honesty, the no integrity, would you really just go off of the looks? It has to be deeper. They have to have some substance. That's for men and women. We have to have some substance. We have to have some boundaries of what we will accept and what we won't accept. That's why I said, Tyrone, this is for both men and women. I'm not excluding no one out because guess what? I forgot what I said. See, you know, it's the flow. It's the flow, Sands, it's the flow. But the thing is that at the end of the day, you have to know, in order for you to actually know what spirit and the heart posture of people is by getting to know you better. We have to get to know each other. And the getting to know each other should not include sex. Because if sex is there, it clouds your judgment. It literally clouds your judgment. And then when the sex get boring, then what? Then you're sitting there and you're like, did I really get cased up with this? Come on. We have to understand that. But this is our job. This is what we have to do. You know what I mean? We talk about the high quality man and the high quality woman. Well, the high quality man knows what he wants. And the high quality woman also knows what she wants, right? And so they're considered high quality because where they obtained what they obtained in their life, how they live their life, how they move, how they shake, all of those things, right? But the same. Wait, what you say? Okay, wait. Y'all writing. Okay, so Tam said, Lord, because I sang Getting to Know You Better. Dion said, okay, Songbird. And Dion said, it really should say sex covers a multitude of sins as well. I just passed out because it's so true. It really does. You know, we have to be mindful that yes. And then, so Snap said, you have to get past the representative. How long do you think that the representative can last? Because I remember when my mother schooled me about the long con. All right. The long con is when someone stays in your life for a long period of time with a front, playing a part to obtain something. Okay? So it depends on how long the representative really stays up. If they're trying to pull a long con on you, that representative is going to always be there. And if you're not looking, you may get cased up. Tyrone said, the sex is great and you ignore all the flags. Right. And that's what we all do. I'm human. We all do that. We all ignore the signs. We're like, no, he's not really crazy. Or he's not really, I'm only talking for me. Or y'all men, she's not really using me for money. She's not really trying to. And I can only go off of that is because when you're on dating sites, right? I heard from the men that all the women is asking for cash apps and all the men is asking for sex. So there's no getting to know you phase. There is no way that if the first thing I'm gonna ask you as a female is cash app me some money. They make women have a bad name when they do this because men think that all women are like that, and it's not. All right. Tifa says, sounds like you need some time in the studio. I know, right? I don't know what I said. The representative can also be looked at as the gatekeeper. People have been hurt a lot of time and they are simply protecting their heart. And that is very true, Tifa. That is so true. And I'm not going to negate that. But the representative, for the most part, is playing a part. It's not their true, authentic self. And sometimes people put up their representative because they think their representative will get a person quicker than their authenticity. But anyone who is authentic in who they are, they will get the person that is for them. When you play a game, you get played. You made it a game. And it also boils down to vulnerability. Okay, you're not gonna, we spoke about that last week, right? How we're not gonna expose ourselves, like we're not gonna talk about, we was talking about the dating application, which at the root of it has, okay? But the dating application, right? And we wouldn't ask about narcissism or childhood trauma in the beginning because that'll kind of run them away. But that is going to be in the discussions because guess what? Those things matter, right? But we was discussing the time and the place for everything, right? Deed have to match word. Okay. If it don't, you have to pay attention. Right. So, yeah, you got to say what you mean and mean what you say. You cannot sit there and put forth an act and not put no work towards the act. That's not the long con. That's just somebody that don't care. They just got to say whatever to get what they want for right then and there and then move on. They don't care that they gave you their representative. They don't care that they didn't follow through. They didn't care. They don't care. All right. D says, sometimes the body has a mind of its own, but if you call on Jesus, he can help you if you want to be helped. Honestly, though, sometimes I want to say, try Jesus, don't try me. Laugh out loud. And it's so true. And it's so true. You want to know why? Jesus is a great chastity belt for me. Because of the simple fact that, most of the people that try to approach me don't even go to church. They don't even acknowledge Jesus. So I start talking about Jesus, and if I really don't like them, I start talking about marriage like on the second day. Like, so we're gonna get married, right? That runs them straight away. Gotta go see a lady by a cat, and you can't beat that with a bat. Y'all crack myself up. Wait, I'm sorry. You're like, gotta go. You know what I mean? And that's how you get rid of unwanted people. Start talking about marriage. Men, y'all can't do that because the men, y'all, women want to be married so bad. They be like, when? Men can't do that. But women definitely can. They be like, oh, we getting married tomorrow. I was waiting for you, Tish. Gotta go see a lady by the cat, and you can't beat that with the bat. Gotta run, gotta go, gotta hide. Okay, practical representation looks like cooking when you don't like cooking, cleaning when you don't like cleaning, and listening when you rather be talking. What? Yes. There you go. There you go. See, and that's why I'm so forthright and upfront. I don't like to cook. Can I cook? Yes, I can. Do I like to? No, I don't. You know what I mean? Can I cook you a meal? I can. And if you work hard, if you're a hard worker and you come home and you do what you got to do and everything is everything, I don't even mind cooking for you. But I'm not going to cook for a little boy. I'm not. I'm not going to cook for somebody who doesn't know how to treat a woman. I'm not going to cook for a man that expects me to cook for him. Especially he's not even my man, let alone my husband. You understand what I mean? Like, people be cooking for these men because of the simple fact that they say the way to a man's heart is through their stomach. So they start cooking for him, right? And that's fine and dandy because you want to show what you can bring to the table. But I'm not going to be cooking for you and spending my money. And I don't even know where you stand in my life. Like, why? Why am I doing that? Are you making room for me like I'm trying to make room for you? We have to see the signs for what it is. We really, really, really do. And stop living in la la land. And I've been in la la land a lot, you know, growing up. But I'm 2 now, so I'm kind of getting it. You know what I mean? Slow and easy wins the race. That's my motto. I'm the tortoise. Slow and easy wins the race. All right. Don't start something you're not going to continue to do. Right. And that is true. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, sometimes, and let me just say this plainly. Sometimes you start something because you feel like the person deserves it. But after a while and seeing how they move and how they shake, you realize like, yeah, not so much. I'm gonna pull back a little bit because you're using this or whatever the case may be. Wait a minute. I'm not cooking, laugh out loud. That gets me in trouble because afterwards the woman never wants to cook. You're absolutely right, Snap. You're absolutely right. And you can't say that you're not cooking. That's a lie. You know what I mean? You're gonna cook. That's what you like to cook, you know? But it does, you know. That happens. Reciprocation is the key. That doesn't mean they have to reciprocate in the same manner, but it has to be give and take, not just take. Right. So this give and take is you cook, I wash the dishes. I'll make sure that the kitchen is clean. Or when I cook, you wash the dishes so that, you know, not everybody is doing the same thing or doing all of it. It's a shared thing. And it also, now you're spending quality time because now y'all sitting there and y'all washing dishes and you putting stuff away and you're doing this and y'all could be listening to music. Y'all get a glass of wine. Y'all could put some music on and start dancing with each other as y'all cleaning the kitchen. These are things that can happen together. But if you don't even have compatibility to say, well, this is how I like to live. And this is what I do in the house when I'm, you know, when I live by myself. How do you live? What do you do? Blah, 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 blah. Those are the conversations, right? Tim says, nah, I started cooking for him because I was hungry. Then he wanted some, so boom, here we are. But, you know, y'all story is so unique. I love y'all. I love y'all. There it is, right? You know, but it's not like that because y'all reciprocate. He reciprocates. You know what I mean? You don't be the only one that's cooking and he's not the only one that's cooking either. So it works. The kitchen will get clean. What you talking about? Oh, with the wine and the music? Yes, it will. You know, but you can make it into something that is nice, you know, for your relationship if y'all do things together, because one of your core values is teamwork. Why does house cleaning have to be a woman's job when it's both of y'all houses? When y'all know y'all leave y'all laundry on the floor everywhere, you know, you can tell where a man was because the stuff is on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like it's a shared thing. Reciprocity matters. Yes, baby, I have made that mistake many a times. Listen, y'all, while we in the middle of we at the half an hour point, I want y'all to just share the broadcast again. Share it again. Tag some people. And I also want to just also put this little thing. We at the half hour mark, you know. I just want to show y'all this and make sure y'all go and subscribe to At the Root of It on YouTube and listen to this 15-minute affirmations. But this is just the commercial. I just want y'all to see the commercial, y'all. I'm going to do it now because I really, really, really love this. It really helps me throughout the day. It's very soothing. So all the people that's new on the stream, listen to this and go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll be right back after these messages.
Subscribe to At the Root of It on
Welcome
YouTube.
to At the Root of It's affirmation for the day. Please sit in a quiet place so that you can free your mind and speak positivity over you. Relax your mind, sit in a quiet space, and release all anxiety, stress, decisions, anything that is hindering you.
That's just an interlude of the 15-minute daily affirmation meditation, guided meditation that you can listen to while you're riding in your car, while you're at work, while you're in the supermarket. Let other people hear it. I play it in the bank, all of that. So make sure y'all go and subscribe. All right. So Tyrone says the music and wine have y'all to forget the kitchen and move to the bedroom. That whatever y'all do after the fact, by all means, that's what y'all do. But it's more about building companionship. People forget that companionship does not just mean sex or sitting in front of the TV. It can be sitting in front of a fire pit and just reminiscing, talking about your childhood, or going into the pool and chilling, taking a walk on the beach. These are the things that builds companionship. A lot of times now, I'm about to be 45, but I'm turning 2, but I'm about to be 45 in 15 days. And the main thing that I really care about at this juncture in my life is compatibility and companionship. When all else fails, who do I have to talk to? Who can I run to? Who can I confide in? Who can I cry to? Who can I speak to about my fears, my concerns, my joys, my highs, my lows? Who can I trust with those things, right? But when we operate on chemistry, we can't get those things because we deal with airheads. We deal with people who think it's fun to deal with you and other people. And Tifa says teamwork makes the dream work. If that's one of your core values, which it should be. Let me know in the comments. Show me some hearts in the chat if teamwork is one of your core values. What about show me some thumbs up if accountability is one of your core values? Let me see it go up and up and up. You know, it should be. Those things you should want in your life, you know? Diversity and inclusion. Being included in someone's life means a great deal. Some people will let you know if they don't want to be included in people's lives. They don't want to know your stories. They don't want to know about your family. They don't want to know what you're doing, what you're up to, what you're trying to do, your goals, your aspirations, your fears. They don't want to know all of those things, right? So those are the things that you ask first because you want to be able to be included in a person's life. If you're not included and they only see you on the outside and you've never been to their house, you've never met their mother, then they're not including you in their life. And we have to really stop that. Hey, Majestus, how are you? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. This is chemistry versus compatibility. All right. When you don't have inclusion in your relationship, somebody feels rejected, somebody feels abandoned, somebody feels not whole. Okay. So it's like we have to really, really understand what that inclusion means. If they don't make time for you, what is that? Non-inclusion. That means that that you're not a major part of their life. That's not a real relationship. Thank you, Majestus. That's not a real relationship. That's a situationship. That is a friends with benefit type thing. But where's your benefit if they're not even trying to include you in nothing? Like it's not gonna work. It's not. We have to have those conversations. So I made something up. I pulled up and made an At the Root of It application. All right. And I hope y'all can see it. I was talking to my daughter before the show and I was like, dang, I should have put it on 2 things because it's kind of small. So I'm just going to tell you what it says. And I don't know if y'all can see it. All right. But the first question, let me see if I could do it like this. Is it bigger? Can y'all see? Well, anyway, if y'all can't. The first question is, what is your love language? The reason why I put that on my application is because if we don't ever know what the other person's love language is, we'll make the big major mistake by loving them the way that we like to be loved, and they're not gonna ever understand that because our love languages might be different. So it says, what is your love language? Check all that applies. Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, or physical touch. Now this one, the second one, even though it should have been really first, because you don't proceed with any of the other questions after you get this answer. What is your relationship with God? If he says, oh, what is God and all of this stuff, like, I can't make y'all love my God the way that I love him. All right. But I'm just telling you to try him, give him a try, because he'll really surprise you. But that's on my application. What would be on yours? So the second one is, how is/was your relationship with your mother? That matters for me as a woman, because if a man was good to their mother and is good to their mother, they know how to be good to their girls or their wives. All right. Because they love on their mother. They got little sisters, all of that stuff. That matters. Now, if they treated their mother like crap and their sister and every woman in their life like crap, then guess what? They're going to treat you like crap too. All right. Yes, I like that, Teef. Taking the love language test together is a good dating activity. And I love that, because y'all learn so much about each other and know that if my love language is physical touch and your love language is acts of service, I can't possibly touch you and think that you're going to feel loved when you need it to be demonstrative. You need me to be demonstrative, okay? Or you need to give to me acts of service. You like to serve. You like to be there. You like, you know what I mean? Number 3, what could you have done better with your last relationship? When you have that question, that means that they have sat back, they have thought about it, they have healed from it. They can see the forest from the trees. They can acknowledge their wrongs. They can understand that, they can understand where they were and how they grew from where they were before in their relationship and what they won't do in the next relationship. My other question is, can you play spades? And the reason being is because that question shows me if you are a people person. All right. If you're a people person, you won't mind being in the arena of space. You won't mind being in the atmosphere of people because it takes 4 people to play space. Now you can play 2-hand space, but that's boring. But 4-hand space, that means you have to be interactive. You have to know how to take it and how to give it. You have to know how to be personable, okay? My next one is what are you passionate about? What keeps you up at night? That's what James Darden asked last week. What keeps you up at night? What is your passion? What are you passionate about? Right? How is your relationship with your children? Because if you're at a childbearing age where you can have more children, if they already not taking care of their other children, why would you sit there and actually be with somebody and want a child? You know, and want a child with them. You know what I mean? How is your relationship with hygiene? Another question that James Darden gave last week. And I put, it's a serious question because some people don't bathe on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Now my number 8 question is, are you a communicator or a suppressor? Can you communicate effectively? Can you tell me how you're feeling without me having to go through a maze? Can you tell me if you're not happy and what needs to change? Can you actually communicate with me, or are you going to suppress and think that I can read your mind, babe? I know what you're thinking. Right. No. Okay. The next one is, have you been incarcerated? And what have you been incarcerated for? Because you have to be mindful, especially if you have small children or anything like that, that you're not allowing a child molester or anybody that can harm you or your children into your home. All right. And the last one is, what is your first instinct in a stressful situation? I want to know how you react. I want to know how you respond to things. Are you a reactor or are you a responder? Okay. A responder is like an ambulance. All right. You know, are you going to respond or are you going to react and hop into something that you don't know too much about? Like, it's like that type of thing, you know? How are you angry? What are you doing? All right. So those are some of the questions that I put on my application. So what would you guys put on your application? Okay, Tyrone, so you said that's a very good question about stress or a stressful situation. It is. And the reason why is because, and this is from Tifa, and I got that question because Tifa had asked me, I was dating this guy, and she said, well, how is he with anger? Do you know how he responds in anger? Like, is his anger something that you can take? Or, you know, you got to know these things about a person, and they don't really show that side because they don't want to scare you. But see, like, I let people know I was a fighter before I got saved, right? I used to fight all the time. And, you know, I fight now spiritually, but don't get it twisted though. You know what I mean? Like, don't get it twisted, because that same person is still there. She just knows how to hold herself. She knows how to carry herself, you know? Right. Do you fold up or make something happen? Are you going to run? Are you going to address it? How do you respond to stressful situations? You understand what I mean? So I believe, so Tyrone and Majestus and anybody else that's new on here, I want to ask y'all a quick question. So what would y'all put on your application? What is one of the questions that you would want to ask a female before you go any further with her? And I know, Majestic, you're married now, and because I see you, you said, I saw you. You said, I'm still with the woman you met at the house in Queens. I'm married to. She showed me how to be. She's Muslim. All right. So to God be the glory. You know, you got to have a belief. I'm not going to ever knock anybody's belief, you know. Look. He said, run to Boston. What you know about running to Boston? What you know about running to Boston? But anyway, Tifa said, I said, get him upset to see what kind of crazy you're dealing with. Yes. You know what I mean? You gotta know if their crazy match your crazy, because we all got a crazy. Like I have a story to tell, right? And this was years and years and years ago. My brother was with his ex-girlfriend, right? And they stopped at a light, and this car came up, and something happened or whatever, and the man was talking like mad stuff to my brother and this girl, right? And when and pulled off all fast, going nowhere, right? Got stopped at the light. As soon as they stopped, they put the car in park and they both jumped out the car. Like, now what? You thought you was gonna leave. Like, are y'all on that level together? Or you know what I mean? What kind of crazy y'all, you know, what type of person are you dealing with? All right. You said you kind of hit all the major points. Well, you know, it's not all the major points, you know, because you get a little bit deeper, but there got to be a little bit more things. There has to be a little bit more than just that. Because what are your core values? I want to hear from the crowd, because the audience allows it. This show is about perspective. Okay, and how you think of things and how you view things, because not the way that we think and view things does not necessarily mean that that's just the concrete and that's just what it is. You understand? You have to be able, and this is something that you have to do in your relationships as well. Oh my goodness, Majestic said, I love crazy women. I love action. No, okay, well then that's, you know, that's your cup of tea. So maybe you might feel bored with somebody that will be like, no, I don't want to do that. No. I mean, so you know, but you're married, so you're out of that. Like, you're not even in the dating pool right now, sir. You know, you're not even in the dating pool because you're married. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about the men and the women out here that are dating, that are looking for somebody, but kind of settling for the status quo because of what is available and what people are showing, and praying and wishing that they're going to change in some way, shape, or form. But that's not the case. We got to dig a little bit deeper. If I don't bring nothing home tonight, I really want you guys to understand that the chemistry cannot sustain the marriage, the relationship, because when the chemistry fizzles out, your friendship has to be able to stand. Your love life has to be able to stand after the chemistry, because now you got to reinvent yourself. From if you listen to the show the other weeks, you know, the wives clubs, what comment, D said, you missed my comment. Jesus, comment. Many times a mate is chosen for where we are now, but can your mate stick with you if you become super successful? Will she be equipped for that? That is a good question. That's a good question, because, you know, we get with people at the level that we're at now, but can they sustain when the fire gets hot, when something changes in your lifestyle? But I think that it still boils down to your core values. If you are with someone that you can walk together with, who you can reason with, you have to be able to reason with your mate. You have to be able to come to a common ground, a happy medium, compromise. You know what I mean? A lot of times we like to really rule things and run things and not bend. And I remember one of my pastors, she talked about the palm tree, right? The palm tree can be whipped all around, whipped all around. You rarely see, well, you see dead palm trees, but you won't see it broken. Like, they'll bend, but they won't break. They'll bend though. And they get real, 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 real heavy. They won't break. And you need somebody that really shows themselves to be loyal. Does loyalty even matter to people anymore? Or is it that if they look the part, you believe that they just gonna act the part? You know, because everybody is looking the same nowadays. Everybody got the same face, the same hair, the same butt, the same everything. Everybody went to Dr. Miami and paid that $3,000. You understand what I mean? But where's the authenticity at? Where is the getting to know the authentic person that you are and not scared because you have so much competition out there that look better than you, talk better than you, dress better than you. But if there was men, and I can only speak from a woman's perspective, if there was men out there that was looking for quality women who stood for something, who loved something, like any God, like God, you know what I mean? That love God, or that loves her kids and her children and her family. You know, people have toxic family, and it's okay. I just had a whole nother thought, and I'm not even going to say that thought. Let's look at this. Godly woman, not religious. Loyal, confident, healthy team player. That's right. And those are good qualities, Tyrone, because of the simple fact that being a believer does not make you religious. It means that you believe. You understand what I mean? And when you know that you want someone that's loyal and confident, you have to go after those women that's loyal and confident, you know, and able to show you who they are, not on the first date, of course, not even on the second date, but within that 90-day period, you should have seen that girl without her eyelashes. You should have seen that girl without her weave. You should have seen that girl as herself. Because we all get made up. We all do it. You know what I mean? But you want to be able to see everything, because y'all, I feel sorry for men these days, to be quite honest. I feel sorry for y'all because y'all be getting bamboozled and hoodwinked. Like the way that this makeup is being put on today, y'all really got to be like, let me check that Adam's apple, boy, because the makeup is what allows the deceit to happen. You understand what I mean? So within that 90 days, you know, the eyelashes got to come off, and you got to be able to see the old 45-year-old woman, that the way she looks, you know, and accept her for who she is. Yeah, check that. You know, I'm laughing at Tange because Tange be catching my stupidity, right? Check it. Tyrone said facts. D says, and you have to determine if they match your freak nature. I was going to say that, D, but I didn't want to mix that up with compatibility because, you know, we have to stick to the compatibility right now. We know the butterflies. You know, Floetry and Michael Jackson sang about them. All you got to do is so my call when I get the roof. You give me butterflies inside. Yeah, that's chemistry. For real, Tyrone, you taking us swimming, but that's right. And I don't even see that that's wrong, to be quite honest. If you are who you are and you like to look a certain way, but you know who you are, then, I don't like going swimming because I don't want to redo my hair. I got locks. I have locks for 20 years. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah, see? And I didn't even know the words, Tans. I didn't even know the words. She says, when men have to say on their dating profile that they only want women that were born women, that is a crazy issue that they are having now. Yes. So now he said, all you got to do, so my call when All right, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. It is the hour. The hour is up. I love y'all to life. I thank y'all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Again, please go to YouTube, please, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go and send. The link is right here in the description box. Just click it. Just click it. It does not cost you anything, but it will help me monetize, all right? I love y'all to life. I will see y'all next week. Again, we are still on this singles because we want really good relationships this season. We don't want to go around the same mountain, experience the same things over and over and over and over again. We want something new, something vibrant, something that will last a lifetime, something, and we want the tools to know how to keep it that way. So tune in, same bat station, same bat time. I love y'all to life, and work on y'all own dating applications, okay? See what y'all want in your mate and what your core values are and what your love language is. And we didn't even get to the article, and we had 3 more points, but to God be the glory. I love y'all. See y'all next week. Same time. I'm putting the commercial up first and then I'm out. See y'all later. Love y'all.
Subscribe to At the Root of It on
Welcome
YouTube.
to At the Root of It's affirmation for the day. Please sit in a quiet place so that you can free your mind and speak positivity over you. Relax your mind, sit in a quiet space, and release all anxiety, stress, decisions, anything that is hindering you. Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it. Ow!
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to